get things started.
For the weekend. I know you all are ready for the weekend. We do want to say hello, everybody. Welcome to The View. Thanks for joining us, to all of our studio audience and those who are... We do have a somber note. We have to start by offering our thoughts and our prayers to everyone that's being affected by the tragedy in Nice, France. We have learned that 84 people were reportedly killed, including at least 2 Americans, a father and son, after an attacker plowed through a crowd celebrating Bastille Day. Bastille Day is basically their equivalent of the 4th of July. So again, our thoughts and prayers to everyone there in France. Now, Donald Trump postponed a press conference to announce his pick for vice president right now because of the attack in France. But right before we went on the air, he tweeted that he has indeed chosen Indiana Governor Mike Pence. So what do you guys think? Is Pence the right man for his campaign? Many describe him as a true blue conservative.
I think it was a good choice. I think he was toying between Newt Gingrich and Pence, and I think this was the... I've been saying for a long time, he needs a governor. He needs someone with solid political experience, and I think Pence hits the mark on that, on being a governor and being respected. I think conservatives really, really like him, and let's face it, Donald Trump has had a really hard time convincing conservatives that he's a true conservative. This is someone I think that has the potential to unify people at the convention, to get people out to vote, and he also, when it comes to temperament, Pence is very balanced. He's very reasonable. He's very rational.
That he signed into law, like the anti-abortion thing that he signed in, and he also has a religious act that allows people to discriminate against people if you're in business or. I'm sorry, we ran out here, I'm out of breath. Oh my God. But he signed it into law to where people are allowed to discriminate, and I think that that needs to be said, along with the fact that he does know his foreign affairs very well. I just think that we should pinpoint some of the other things outside of how good he can be for Trump.
I noticed a lot of those things too, but that's consistent with a lot of the party platforms. So you're looking within a certain range of people. Yeah. And I also think, although personally I'm just getting to know Pence, this was new for me to read into him, read up on him over the last few weeks, but I knew he couldn't go. I didn't think, I was playing this like a chess game. He couldn't go with Newt Gingrich and he couldn't go with Chris Christie.
Oh, he couldn't go with Chris Christie.
So I feel like this had to be the guy for him.
Well, Newt said that it would be basically 2 pirates on the ticket.
2 angry men.
2 angry pirates on the same ticket. And you know, you're not alone. 8 in 10 Republicans had never really heard of Mike Pence or were familiar with him. But what do you make up that the fact that he has gone head to head? He's not a yes man. He has stood up. They have differing opinions on the Muslim ban, on abortion, and about 6 big issues.
Maybe it shows that Trump respects his opinion and can show that he can fight with someone in a respectful way to get things done. Maybe that's why.
I think he is a smart choice in terms of kind of trying to bridge the GOP, bridge the Republican Party back together, because he does hold conservative values. He's been in office for a long time. He has a record of consistent conservative choices that he's made. But for me, I was a little disappointed, only in the sense that I would have liked to see someone a little more diverse, maybe see the president and vice president a little more culturally balanced. I would have liked to have seen Ben Carson on the ticket.
You would have been comfortable with 2 guys that had no political experience being on the ticket?
Yeah, I would have. But I think that, you know, Ben Carson there may be a platform for him as Secretary of Education. I liked Ben Carson, so.
Ben Carson has a lot of appeal. The issue with him is that he makes a lot of mistakes. When he talks about gun control, I've heard him numerous times where I want to I'm trying to hide from the television screen, and I think when you pair him with someone like Trump, who already says so many things that need someone else to cover up, it would have looked like it was 2 people who, although they have a real life appeal, aren't grounded in politics and in the rational, the practical in any way.
That's what the people love. That's what the people are grabbing onto with Trump.
But you need experience in there. You need someone, like you said.
Trump doesn't have any experience.
No, but that's why you need the vice president to have a little grounding. Like the idea that he's a governor.
He has the connections within the party to get things done.
And to bring some money.
It's funny that you bring up the fact that nobody really read up on was Mike Pence beforehand, and that's kind of what I was saying a couple days ago about Jill Stein and everybody else. These are new people that are coming into our world, and it's like an epiphany. You either latch on real quick or not, so still look for your third parties. That was my little
Jill Stein is the Green Party. You like Gary Johnson from the Libertarian.
I do. I like the idea of third parties. I want to just bring up Newt Gingrich quickly, though, because he is going to play a huge role. You guys are going to see him in the Trump campaign. He's going to be out there. He's going to be talking. He said something on Fox News that concerns me. I want you to take a listen to what he said, and I'll tell you why it bothers me.
Western civilization is in a war. We should, frankly, test every person from here who is of a Muslim background, and if they believe in Sharia, they should be deported. Sharia is incompatible with Western civilization.
Okay, no. Flat out no. This is, first of all, it's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
We have something called religious freedom in this country. We don't condemn people off the bat.
However,
or
yes,
put
we
them.
do.
Well, we shouldn't.
Well, we've done it before during Pearl Harbor. The Japanese, they had to answer 2 questions if they were 17 or older, if they would actually volunteer, or if they agreed with the U.S. politics. Otherwise, they would get deported. So we've done it before.
This is a huge issue for me, though, because what it means is that Donald Trump has set a tone. He has said, you know, ban Muslims, whatever, and now you have really smart, really educated people. Newt Gingrich is not stupid, hopping on board, feeling that they have to defend this kind of nonsense.
Or did they believe it
Stand
from
up
the beginning?
against it. I don't think so. I don't buy it. I feel like he has set a tone, and because he's the nominee, people are going to jump in and feel like they have to defend it. That is unconstitutional. We have religious freedom. People have First Amendment rights. You do not condemn people based on their religion just because of what they believe.
But they
stand
condemn people
against
for the color of their
Aside
skin
from
here,
that
so I
blaring
don't
fact,
know.
though, sometimes people don't ask questions about how would you even execute that plan. Like, we can't even get through the airports right now. Remember how many times we had to get Congress involved because we couldn't even catch our flights, and you think now we're going to have all the manpower to screen all these people, ask them these questions,
well,
this is going to work? Like, it's crazy.
Right. Donald Trump went on Fox and said that it's time that we declare war on ISIS, and he said that we should ban all Syrian refugees from coming into this country. So that's a point that he's sticking with. But I'm interested to see the dynamic between he and Pence, because Pence is very much against the Muslim ban and does not believe in the wall. So this is somebody that might give him a little bit of pushback.
Banning Muslims from entering the country, though, and banning Syrian refugees is different. The concern with the refugees is that they're not being vetted properly. So these people are coming over and people are saying, oh, it's all women and children. No, it's not. A lot of times it's men of fighting age that are not being vetted to see what their ties are to Islamic extremism. That's different than saying just because you're Muslim, you're not welcome in the United States of America. We're supposed to be, isn't this supposed to be a melting pot? We're supposed to welcome everybody that embraces what we stand for.
We only hope that's true sometimes. Most of the time that doesn't show up. That doesn't show up here.
You were going to say something, Candace.
Oh, no. Terry on Twitter, she said the best way to find out about someone is to do an extensive background check. Just
But we
reading
can't
that
even do that when you talk
Wikipedia.
about gun control, and they talk about how they can't get these background checks if you all of a sudden are throwing a massive number of people.
How can you just ask one question and not know whether people are lying or not?
Great point.
There's no execution plan, though. It sounds good in a talking point or a headline or a tweet, but you can't do this.
You also have to look at when people try to get their citizenship, there's a questionnaire they have to answer. We should get those questions, because it's like, really? That's all you have to know? I don't even know half the answers.
That test is hard.
I don't even know half the answers. Like,
Grab
an 8th grade friend and
I don't even want to know. That doesn't show me that you're American gung-ho. That just shows me that you researched. I need to know you're American gung-ho.
And I think this is going to be a big narrative at the GOP convention next week, so everybody should stay tuned. And we do want to encourage you to hit us up on Twitter, as you just saw. Candace might read one of your tweets, so might the rest of the panel. We're going to see how all this plays out at next week's GOP convention, as we just mentioned, and we're going to be reporting from there live, as well as the Democratic convention later this month in Philadelphia. We'll be right back, everyone.
The Emmy nominations are out, and the ladies reveal who they think got snubbed later. Next week, the Republicans hit Cleveland, then the Democrats take Philadelphia.
The stakes are high.
And we've got your convention view right here.
Oh, yeah.
Politically speaking, things are about to get hot.
Watch this show.
It's The View, next week on ABC.
Into it.
You think there was a snub for Christian Slater? He wasn't on list.
I think he was snubbed. I think he's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, well, I think there was another obvious snub in the outstanding comedy series, because, you know, there's just like the name
is full. It's full. I know it's a full category.
Full, and I feel like it's just there's appearances from America's Favorite Uncle on there. And it didn't. There was no nomination.
I know. It's sorry.
Okay. Anyway,
I think you're not alone in that one.
I forget the name of the show.
Yeah, I'm proud of
Fuller House.
proud of Tracy Ellis Ross and Viola Davis for getting nominated as well. And everybody in the room was talking about how, Scandal didn't get nominated for anything. So
That's a scandal in and of itself that they didn't get
You see how many
nominated.
good people are on here. You're like, there's so many good shows. There isn't room for everything. One that I love, and I can't separate my love for the actor from how his performance is, but Kyle Chandler from Bloodline.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
a big Friday Night Lights fan.
Sarah,
so-
clear eyes. Taylor all the way. Clear eyes. Full heart. Can't lose.
I have a T-shirt, by the way, that
You
says
do?
that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm also really excited about Tatiana Maslany. I think I'm saying her Orphan Black. That girl can act. Her
butt off.
She plays like
She should win everything.
She is like an acting class
watch it.
example. She plays every character.
and it's consistent. It's consistent
Completely
writing.
consistent.
She deserves every award, and
Yes.
you better give it to her, otherwise I'm having a problem.
I don't think she won the first time she was nominated,
didn't.
and I was like, that. When you put her in a category, it's like literally putting like a Meryl Streep.
I don't know what's happening today.
I should be nominated for comedy duo.
Clearly, she's paying us to speak about her, but she's amazing.
She's genius.
What do you think, Jedediah?
So Game of Thrones aside, because we all love Game of Thrones, that goes without saying, I am an Amy Schumer girl. Amy Schumer has 6 nominations. Love her, so excited. Everything she does from her, I remember from her like comedy days, I used to go down and see her. It makes me laugh without even speaking. And my girl Melissa McCarthy, who also... I love this woman in everything. She makes me laugh. Like I can be so depressed. Turn her on, and she's nominated Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for her SNL stuff. Everything she does, everything she touches. Maybe she should run for president. She's amazing.
Amy Schumer had a funny tweet because she's in a category that's against Beyonce's Lemonade, and she wrote, I think I have a really good, this isn't an exact quote, but I think I have a really good chance. Anyone? Hello?
She's going against Beyonce.
She's awesome.
I liked Amelia Clark. Supporting actress from she's the mother of dragons, right? From Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, and also Sarah Paulson. People versus OJ, Marsha Clark.
My ones that I was excited about is the nomination for The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I love that show. It's hysterical. If you haven't seen it, super cute. And Ellie Kemper and Titus Burgess got the nomination too. So they're awesome.
Our audience is totally into this topic today. How many in our audience take selfies? Because we might have a possible warning for you. Well, sorry to break this one to you, everyone. There's a side effect of taking selfies that people didn't expect. Apparently leaning in a little too close, right here, Candace, but keep your distance. It can be a good way to transmit lice. So is that going to make you guys think twice about...
It already does, because here's what happens when you're a public figure, because everyone wants to take a picture with you, and usually, come on, Paul, I don't have lice right now, and usually, and I'm fine to take pictures with people, but usually I'll stand like this, but a lot of people like to put their head on my head, and I don't know you, and I don't know if you have lice, and it scares me. It really does when you...
I don't have lice either, by the way,
elementary school, so when I saw this, I was like, who has lice? That unless you have kids, like who?
Yes, we actually had lice on Fuller House.
No.
A few months ago we did. So lice was going around, and I'm mama on the show, so I'm always like, and you know they're smaller than I am, so I'm kissing their heads, and I'm all, you know, and then the whole place had to get cleared out. We all got lice checked. I sent the lice squad to my house to check my kids too, because I didn't know if I had lice. It's yucky to get lice.
They use like those little chopsticks and like tickle your head for like. Do you guys remember that?
You actually enjoyed the test, didn't you, Sarah?
I was like, this is gonna be fun. Go.
Not if you haven't.
No,
So
it's
think about
impossible.
your selfies.
Yeah, it's impossible to talk about it, lice, without just itching everywhere, though. So
I'm a germaphobe. It's so funny because germs freak me out. People go to shake my hand. I'm like one of those psychos with the hand sanitizer, even though that's not good. They say it's bad to do that every 5 seconds. But I never thought about lice.
No, I don't.
For some reason, I've thought about, sometimes when people take selfies with me, strangers on the street, I don't mind, but they rub their face next to mine. One time I went home, I had some girl's makeup on my face. I was like, I was not feeling that, but lice, that's a whole other level.
Ladies, let's take a quick selfie. Everybody lean in before we go to break. I still can't do this. Sarah, get in. Rub heads, everybody. Or not. Okay, anyways. All right, still ahead, everybody. Step chat shaming. The outrage over a nude photo of a woman ending up online. Why it has us looking over our shoulders a little bit. We'll be right back. If you have played it or not, but you have certainly heard about it by now. If you haven't, you're living under a rock. We're talking about Pokemon Go. It's a new game. It has completely taken over the stratosphere. Does anyone know how this works aside from Raven? There are 21 million daily users. Any of us here at the table part of that?
That's what I thought.
kind of know how, but I would like someone to explain it. I have not
Raven,
played it
please.
yet.
Okay, so Pokemon Go, real quick, adult version. You make an avatar, super awesome. You walk around your city, making sure that you're safe, and little Pokemon pop up along with areas that you learn cool things about. So, for instance...
Wait, question. What is a little Pokemon?
Like the Pokemon itself.
But they have all different shapes and sizes, right? I'll know it when I see
Weird
it.
things like Shugster.
Yeah, it's like saying I caught a human. You don't need any color.
Okay, a Pokemon.
So you walk around.
Duh.
You walk around the whole entire place. See, for now, it's acting like it wants to stick. That's nice on live TV. That's
okay.
Sweet. Anyway, you click on it, and the cool thing about it, which also has turned kind of bad, is that it leads you to cool monuments. So, for instance, the other day, I walked to a really cool upside-down hippo in a park, and I was like, oh, I would have never seen this if it wasn't for Pokemon. They told me the artist, they told me when it was made, but at the same time, people are going into very sensitive monuments, and people are feeling, you know, some type of way. However, my response to that is, be respectful of where you catch your poke and learn something interesting.
It's called a poke?
Like, you can poke.
It's legit stuck now, Brian. I don't understand. I should use my own.
It was working until we decided to take it live. Everyone, Murphy's Law.
Selfies. They've had people. There was a gentleman the other day that we had a hilarious video of that fell into a lake. He was walking to catch a Pokemon, and it was dark, and he went into a lake.
See, what needs to happen, and one of my friends up in the room, like, I need voice commands of where to walk. It should understand your stoplights, and since it's integrated into our everyday lives, it should be fully integrated. But that's just me loving the future.
They've led people to funeral homes. I know a girl got hit by a car. One guy got busted for cheating, apparently.
But they caught the Pokemon, and they upgraded it, and then they fought later.
Ex-girlfriend's apartment,
So
and that's how she found
That's awesome.
Was there some poke going on at the
Paula.
The hokey pokey, the hokey poke.
But I love this one, that churches are using Pokemon Go to get millennials to go to church. So they're encouraging shared Wi-Fi at the churches. They're offering charging stations, and they're holding specific Pokemon events. And they're saying, come catch your Pokemon at our church at 9 a.m. on Sunday, and then stay for 9:30 service.
You know it's real when my own brother calls me up and goes, can we buy some stock in Nintendo? Because the stock for Nintendo has risen tremendously.
It's the biggest mobile game in U.S. history.
Bigger than Kim Kardashian.
Mobile game. Kim Kardashian has a game?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian has a game and it made billions.
It's also been used as like a dating app because people are running into each other while searching for a poke. And they end up talking. It happened to me, and I wasn't trying to date, but I was on the elevator on the way to an appointment, and I'm looking over this guy's shoulder. I was like, this is so creepy. And I was about to say, you know, are you playing Pokemon Go? And I thought, it's a conversation starter.
It is a conversation.
If I see a guy on my lawn at midnight and he's there, he's not supposed to be there, and he's trying to catch a Pokemon, there's going to be a problem. This Brooklyn girl is going to go Brooklyn on on you.
What are you going to do?
It's going to be a problem. Pokemon.
It might be your story.
Listen, I think
Some guys are actually going to show up so that she can go
I
Brooklyn
can
on
hurt
them.
It's not going to be
What
so
would
much
you-
fun.
what would you
I'm
do
just
to them?
saying, it's not going to be so much fun. But no, really.
Did you see that punch?
Italian. I tell you all the time, Brooklyn. I'm really scared, though, people. No, honestly, this has me worried in a sense because I think about that, and I think about trespassing, and I think about if you go out at 2 o'clock in the morning and someone's on your property and you go to protect yourself and they're out there just playing a game trying to catch a Pokemon, this could get dangerous, I feel like. So just life lesson, just keep your common sense.
Yeah,
if you're going to play a game like this,
Poke smart.
Arlington National Cemetery had to tweet out to tell people don't go searching for a Pokemon at the cemetery.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Wait, Sarah has a disclaimer. Sarah has a disclaimer. What would you like to say?
I just think you should poke smart.
Engage in safe
Feel free to
poking.
use that.
Poking everyone.
Poke smart.
And if you're going to poke, they say poke in groups. Like go with a group of people.
It's getting wonderful.
No, but that's
getting
really
worse.
smart.
No, they say to poke in groups. You shouldn't go by yourself.
It's very smart.
Take people with you.
It's a walking adventure. You exercise and you gain knowledge about your environment. Y'all are on another side. I'm actually trying to get my Pokemon. I don't know.
Okay, go get your Pokemon. This has been a walking adventure. We're walking into some dangerous territory, so we're going to stop, and we're going to be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. There's a case of Snapchat. I always have a hard time saying that. Snapchat shaming that has a lot of people paranoid right now. Here it is. Playboy Playmate Danny Mathers. She posted a nude photo of a woman at her gym. You can see it right there. It's blurred. It wasn't blurred, however. And she had the caption, quote, "If I can't unsee this, then you can't either." Of course, there's been a huge backlash, a little rude. She removed it, apologized. Not sure if there's true contrition, but does this make you wonder what people are really doing with Snapchat, selfies, social media, even when you're unaware?
Can I just say, finally, someone that's not in the entertainment industry understands what it feels like getting a picture taken of them without being asked. So thank you for doing that so other people can understand.
Was that a little cathartic for you?
No, it's horrible that she did it, but that's what it feels like. I walk all over the city and in multiple states, and I have to be like this on a regular basis, and people think that I'm egotistical. I'm not taking a picture of you. I don't know what you're doing, because when your phone is up like this and you're going like that, you could be doing anything. But most of the time, I'm going to think you're trying to take a picture of me just because that's the way my life has been since I was 3. So this goes to show, stop taking pictures of people without asking. Without asking.
That was just,
And if you do take a picture, don't touch my head.
well, that was just a mean-spirited thing, though.
that was
When you
too.
see that, it's kind of, someone tweeted also, now I can't unsee this, and I think it's true. When you see that side of someone that can be such a mean girl, I mean, that woman was, aside from the inappropriate nature, the fact the woman's in the shower, good for her. She was at the gym. She was trying to, like, get it, and to say something like that, it's just, like, it makes my stomach.
But who Snapchats at a gym?
Yeah,
Everybody does everything. I heard that there's an
in the locker room?
investigation going on.
Yeah,
I heard that it's
really?
going to get investigation.
Karma.
I have a small request. Can people stop Snapchatting in the locker room at the gym?
Thank you.
Let me tell you, just a small. I was the other day. I was butt naked in the locker room. True story. And I'm trying to get ready, and a woman is just talking and just up here, and I'm over here butt naked, and I'm like, what's happening right now?
She was FaceTime?
She was just taking video or something, and it was going to go somewhere. And there's people walking around, women, naked, half naked, doing.
Okay,
in the
you said
locker
something to
room.
her, right? You said something.
I said something to her, and she said, oh, no, I was just, but the truth is, what Raven's saying is true. When you're on a phone and you're doing this and you're,
can't tell
you know, and some people are really like, you know, I do it. I take my selfies, and I'm very noticeable about it, but I look around, and I make sure there's no one in an awkward position or around you. You got to look around. There could be something going on behind you don't want to catch. Remember all those people, those stories, people were taking selfies at all these bizarre places that were like, you know, inappropriate. Just take a minute with the technology. There's people around.
Social awareness.
On my flight over here, I was sitting next to a man that was trying to capture his perfect selfie for about the first hour of the flight. And he had the illumination case, so not only was the light distracting for a long time, but he just, it was...
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating, for so long. And it was so uncomfortable. At first, I was kind of like, good for you that you don't care that everybody's staring at you because you're trying to take the perfect selfie. But then after a while, I was like, but this became obnoxious because sitting next to him, I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to maybe get me in the picture, maybe you're not, but this phone is going so many different angles, and
I would have
just
creeped
was
up on
like,
that.
You would have said something?
No, I would have snuck in the photo.
Sarah, you took like the photo. Sarah would have been like, do it next
One
time.
eye and always a serious look, never smile.
I do want to say the LA Fitness Privacy, they have a policy and it says cell phone usage and photography are prohibited in locker rooms, and adds that this is not only our rule, but it's just common decency.
Right.
It's there and people don't follow the rules.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Did he get the perfect selfie, though? Do you know? Is there any closure?
I don't know.
He had to fly back to New York to get it.
I hope he's not sitting next to you.
To him, except he had his headphones in the whole time, which is like the international sign for "Don't talk to me."
That's true.
But I like to talk to people on airplanes.
Well, I know you're flying back west after the show today. I hope he's not sitting next to you.
Me too.
There you go.
Well, he might be a nice person. I just don't want to be in his selfie or
You
Snapchat.
might be in it.
I do.
He's going to post it later today.
Just a little note for everyone except Sarah Haynes to be a little socially aware. We'll be right back.
Comedian Eddie Izzard isn't holding back when he hits the Hot Topics table. Next. There's nothing conventional about this. Next week, we're talking conventions all week long.
You know we got stuff to say.
Really?
We've got your convention view from Cleveland, and we're pulling out all the stops. Plus, the stars are shining bright right here.
Yeah.
All new next week on ABC.
International stand-up comedy superstar and a walking hot topic. He calls himself, quote, a transgender guy. He's so outraged by politics that he may run for office, and he recently completed 27 marathons in 27 days.
Wow.
I'm tired just thinking about it. Everyone, please welcome to Hot Topics, Eddie Izzard. We would ask if we could take a selfie. Are you comfortable, or a Snapchat? Are you comfortable with any of that?
I've got a lot of headlights, and and they want to go and visit someone. I wanted to talk about the headlights thing. Who did the measurement? Who was going around saying no headlights, no headlights? Who's checking for this? I don't know where that information came
It's not
from.
a nice first question. Do you have lice before you pose?
No, and I think most of the people that I do selfies with are non-lice people, and I try and make a non-lice audience. You know, it's one of my rules for the audience. Please, if you've got headlights, don't come along with that. It's a sort of self-policing thing. But what are these lice doing? They're on one head, they say, come on, there's another head, let's go to the next head, come on.
They like to travel.
They fly, what do they do? How do they jump? They have a little parachute?
I don't know. We need a lice investigation. I think we should get on that.
Much more investigation and finding out who came up with the thing in the first place.
Can I just mention how fabulous your nails are right now?
Amazing.
This is like the most amazing. You need to show the audience. This is puts my nails to the shame.
And I love the lips too. I need to know that color.
Well, this is what I do. I run marathons, high heels and marathon running. These are the things I can do.
All very normal, right?
Well, the 27 marathons was a tricky thing to do, but the last day, I had to go to hospital on day 5, so I had to do 2 marathons on the last day.
So what kind of marathons are they for? Is it for organization?
It was for sport relief that happens now, I believe, over here, and it happens in the UK, and people donated. It was about over $3 million by the end of it.
Oh, wow.
Great. Fantastic.
What did you do to get ready for that?
What I did to get ready for it, I put on shoes and started running. Really,
Not heels.
I didn't do. No, it's mainly a mental thing.
Yeah.
If you decide up here, anyone who wants to do this, they should do it because it's good for your body. All wild animals are healthy. They're all fit. Absolutely every single wild animal in the world. And we are natural animals, but we just think, oh, we should leave off as we get older. We should actually keep as active as we were as kids. So I just did that and also helped raise money at the same time.
So
Speaking of
technically, you're
mental-
telling people to go play Pokemon Go to walk around.
No. Speaking of mental, I want to talk to you about politics because I know that you say that you are a British American, but you think like an American.
Yep.
What do you?
British European.
A British European, I should say. You think like an American, but we're in the midst of an election here. I've got to ask, what do you think about our candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump?
Well, I'd say vote for Hillary, don't vote for Donald.
Okay, that was succinct. What do people in the UK?
Sorry?
I know that you guys just went through this Brexit thing. What do people in the UK think
I think
about
people in
Donald
the UK
Trump?
think vote for Hillary, don't vote for Donald.
Okay. So one more time, that was what?
That was vote for Hillary, don't vote for Donald. It's just, Donald Trump has said most outrageous, extreme things. I think, obviously, pandering to a certain base, and now he's going to try and drag it back to the centre, probably after he's officially coronated as the Republican candidate at the convention. But I just don't think you should be saying, blaming all Muslim people and saying it's all of them. It's an extreme section of them. It's a small amount of people. They do these horrible things, and they keep doing them. But blaming just a whole religion, 1 billion people in the world, it's just a crazy thing to do. So, I believe we've got to be heading towards a world where everyone has a fair chance. I perform my shows in French, I do them in German, I just started in Spanish, I run marathons, I try to raise money, I'm doing well for myself, I want everyone to do well. I'm a radical moderate. I do radical things with a moderate message, and that is the message I'm trying to put out.
Brexit just happened, and you had voted to remain.
Yeah, I campaigned to remain.
And many people said they were shocked their votes actually counted.
I know, this is the weird thing that people, about 1.2 million people the next day said, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know I was... You just think, what? I want people to vote. I want to encourage people to use their vote, but do understand what's going on. And some people do not want to spend time looking at the issues, and they will go on some sort of emotional instinct rather than using their brain.
Do you see parallels between what happened there and what could happen here?
I do. I worry. I worry that it could happen over here. We just, it's... Most people in the world, I think, are centre, centre, left, centre, right, around there. If we all suddenly rush off to the extremes and we can say extreme things, that's back to the 30s and 40s. We are, as humanity, we have to keep moving forwards and upwards, not backwards and down. We need to say, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my country, but I'm still reaching out to other countries and saying, who are you? What do you do? Can we learn from you? Can you learn from us? Be positive about it, but don't run and hide. Don't pull off. Don't build walls. Don't run away and hide. We should be...
And the one thing that I love about you, because I've always been a big fan, is that you never ran and hide. You always told us who you were, and you've been out as a transgender guy for 30 years now, and you know that America is going through some crazy things on that end as well.
Yeah, I know, and I do believe Donald Trump wants to remove all LGBT rights, and that seems crazy. We're supposed to move forward as humanity. I've got an answer for the you have a whole toilet question thing. Just remove urinals from men's toilets, okay? It's a bit radical, this. You remove all urinals. Then they're all... Urinals.
I've never heard of urinal.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's a rhino?
I thought there was something else.
You say leisure, we say leisure. One of those things. Okay, so the urinals, as you call them. So you remove those, and so they're all cubicles. Then you just make them all unisex, just like in a restaurant. You just go unisex thing, and then everyone can use them. Women won't have to queue anymore. Women can go to anyone. It'll all be sharing it, and all the problems disappear. Just remove the urinals, and then the whole question disappears out the window.
I have a question. How was it coming out at that time? How was it coming out?
It was incredibly hard. In 1985, I didn't get any front covers. I didn't get anything. I think it's great that Caitlyn Jenner's done her thing, and a lot of activists, LGBT activists, have done things over the years, and so the profile is higher now. But back in '85, it was a tricky old thing. But I am sort of Special Forces Civilian Division. I just go out and do these. I did actually want to be in Special Forces when I was a kid. I was going to be in the Marines or the Paras and then try and get into that. Instead, I thought, no, I won't do that. I'll do this. I'll do my creative stuff. I'll do acting. I'll do drama. And I'll be honest, in 1985, when I was 23, I thought I'll come out and I will fight the fights. And people have abused me in the streets. They fought me in the streets. They've shot me. I know. I fight back. I took people to court. Someone was just back in London was abusing me in the streets, and so I reported him to the police, and so they made action about it. So against hate crime. So you've got to stand tall. It's difficult because it's scary, but you've got to stand tall.
Eddie, I want to talk to you about, you're on tour right now, your Force Majeure tour. You've been on for 3 years. You're planning on doing shows on all 50 states. You've been in 28 countries.
Yep.
Do you have to tailor your jokes based on where you are? Do you feel you have to approach it differently?
No, I actually try and do it that all the audiences, I assume they are smart and they're switched on. So I start off talking about human sacrifice and saying, what a crazy idea. Why did we ever think human sacrifice was going to work? And if I do the show in Moscow, St. Petersburg, if I do it in Richmond, Virginia, if I do it in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Bowl, they all get it. London gets it, Istanbul gets it. So I assume the intelligence of my audience. My stuff's very silly, but very bright and smart and twisted, and it has lots of squirrels with guns and things like this. So it's just... It's very Monty Python, but people seem to dig it. 28 countries and counting. I'm still
Congratulations. That's pretty
I say
awesome.
congratulations. I know you've stayed true to yourself. Your tour is called Force Majeure, but you are a force to be reckoned with. Everyone, our thanks to Eddie Izzard, his comedy tour again. It is called Force Majeure. You can go to our website to find out when he's coming to a city near you. We'll be right back.
Star Trek Beyond stars Zoe Saldana and Simon Pegg. Plus, it's summer chic for a steal when you view your deal. We partnered with vendors for up to 67% off hot items from head to toe.
Before we go, Candace, we want to say safe travels. We know you're heading back to LA after the show today.
I am. I'm finishing up the season of Fuller House, so I'll be back in a bit.
When you're gone, and we do want to say thanks for joining us, everyone. As we always say at the end of the show, have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view. But Sarah wants to leave you with this final thought as you embark on your weekend.
Poke smart.